know, that's something I'm gonna always be working on, to be better about being on time. But I'm more so just thinking about, like, as the years have passed, I remember my mom would say, like, when she looks in the mirror, she's like, I don't feel like I should be, I don't look like I should be, you know, whatever your age is. And I was kind of looking at myself today like, good Lord, and thinking about a lot of things that I've been through, and I'm like, well, thank God I don't look like what I've been through. You know, you can't tell a person's trauma or that negative things that have happened to them along the way. You can't, or how they've been hurt. Those are things that you cannot see. But just back to the topic about just time and just measuring your life, and I think that a lot of times we might it's funny, now I'm kind of switching it up a little bit, but it's funny how, like, I don't have children, but when I look at, like, my friends' children, my nephews, that's one way where you like, goodness, how many years have really passed, right? And you don't want to stay stuck in a certain time or period or decade. In a way, you want to try to, you have to keep up with, like, okay, this really is 2022. Like, how did we get here so quickly, you know? And what have I been doing for the last 12 months? What have I been doing the last 5 years, 7 years, 10 years? You know, because a decade can flash before you, and you like, Lord, you know, what have I accomplished? And so we're always measuring ourselves against time. You know, we get into that comparison thing, and again, that's something that's where we go wrong, when we get into comparing ourselves to, well, I don't have what you know, my friend has, or, you know, whatever that thing is, you know. Or you may feel like, well, it's too late for me to get married, too late for me to have children or a family. And some of that is like with the children thing, some of that is, you know, nature. And so that's a whole other topic though. And well, no, because people are, some people, not everyone, they are delaying, men and women are delaying getting married and starting a family. You know, a lot of us put our careers and our education before those things, whereas some people were in school and having kids and getting married, and some people might be on their second wife or second husband, or, you know, whatever. You understand what I'm saying. But your life is your life, you know. And I started thinking about some people who are no longer with us, and you know, I guess they did what they were supposed to do. And you don't want to feel like you're here and you're not doing what it is that you were sent here to do in this earth. And so, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I just was thinking, like, looking at an old picture of myself. It's actually the cover of my second book. And I started thinking about time. Like, the picture on the book I actually took like 10 years ago. Like, good Lord. So I was, you know, 30 something. Now I'm 40 something. And but I actually wrote the book 7 years ago. And I'm still like, wow, like, where is the time going? But it really does continue to put things into perspective that no, I'm not running out of time, but am I? I mean, I don't know how much time I have to be here in this earth to do whatever it is that, you know, live my purpose, do what God has called me to do. And I've already done some things, you know, that have been purposeful. And so I hope my little ramblings help you out to think about, like, where you are, and, you know, how you're measuring time, and how you're measuring what, you know, your calling is. But one of my students, one of the youth that I work with, actually, this was just on Monday, he was asking me, he was like, Miss Rachel, and it was kind of weird, but it made me think. He was like, what is one thing in your life that you haven't yet accomplished, or something that you've always wanted to do. And I was like, I didn't really feel like being transparent at the time, in that moment. And I started to, it made me think like, okay, what is that thing? You know, I've done a lot of things that I wanted to do, but there's still other things that I want to do, like traveling, you know, outside the country, and you know, stuff. And so when I gave him my answer, and I said, well, nothing really. And then I said, well, you know, honestly, it's funny because before he asked me that question, he asked me, Miss Rachel, you single? And I was like, yeah. I was like, well, what's the definition of single? I said, well, unmarried. You know, you either single or you're either single or married, you know. But then he followed it up with that question. I said, well, that one thing that I haven't done that I want to do is get married and, you know, start a family. And he's like, and I said, you know, maybe just one child. And he said, 4 or 5? I said, no, maybe just 1 or 2, but really, you know, just 1. And that was just my transparent, honest answer, you know. And right, so like, I mean, for you, what is that thing that you haven't done that you want to do? And I think that for me in 2022, because a lot of things have been, a lot of loose ends have been getting tied up, and I just feel so blessed. You know, you think about where you may have made some missteps in your last 10 years that have brought you to where you are in this current 2022. But you can also think about the things that you did in the last decade that were good for you, that have brought you to where you are, to set you up for the rest of your life. And so like I said, God is blessing me, and some loose ends are getting tied up, and I just feel so grateful. And I know that in this year and in this season, I'm definitely operating on grace. So that's my word for 2022, grace. My word for last year was resilience, or being resilient. But the way that God has just really been showing me that his hand is on me, and that he loves me in those times where I just felt like nobody loves me, you know. Of course, not my family and friends. You know what I mean. I started just feeling down, like, you know, what I desire is not going to happen. But God has continued to show me. And it started like towards the end of last year. My car was down. I thought I was going to have to buy a new car. But God worked it out, you know. I got this car like in 2018. And so there was some things that had to get fixed that were, there's some kind of way still under the factory warranty. And I just said, thank you, Lord, you know, because I said in my financial position right now, I couldn't afford to get a new car, you know, may not be approved credit wise. But y'all, I'm just telling you that God will show you, like, you don't have to, for the ladies, you don't have to depend on a man. We want to have a man, we want to be in the relationship, but we gotta be able to take care of ourselves as well. So, and you know, like I said, just thinking about a whole lot of things today, like how God is really helping me and showing me, you know, that his hand is upon me. That, and I've always said this, I've said this in the past, you know, you attract who and what you are. And so you have to continue to work on you. You know, if you saying you want somebody that's healthy and works out and is a vegetarian and eats this way and that way, then you need to be eating this way and that way. Or you want somebody that's, you know, not an alcoholic, not on drugs, not a liar, not a cheater, then you can't be on drugs, alcoholic, a liar, and a cheater. You know, so even when, I mean, something just as simple as, and you know, we don't really like to talk about the finances, you know, because that's really putting yourself and your business out there. But it's like, okay, if I'm broke, busted, and disgusted, that's probably what I'm going to attract, right? So I got to work on that thing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just keeping it real, y'all. But I hope you like this video and my ramblings. And this is already starting off as a good year for me. And we gotta make the best of the time that we have left, because we don't know how much time we have left. So that's it, y'all. Love you guys. Check back in with y'all again. Have a blessed day. Bye.